Hey there, Soul Shines. It's Michelle here, and it's Creative Expressions. Creative Expressions is a podcast style video in the knitting and crocheting form of podcast style. Because outside of this, you just listen to podcasts and you can just listen and not watch anything. But when you're doing a knitting crochet one, people are like, here's what I made. So it doesn't quite, in my personal opinion, match. But that's okay. We're still going to go with it. We talk about the things I've finished, the things I'm currently working on, some life updates. I like to share what I'm learning about, and anything else that comes up. I always leave chapter links in this video and all kinds of information down in the description box, like links to patterns and shout outs to people, things like that. So, if you're new here, welcome. Hi, I'm Michelle. And I would love it if you would hook that subscribe button, like the video, and leave some yarn in the comments. Okay, we're going to talk about finished objects. Just kidding, because there aren't any. That's partly because my Crojo it's coming back, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, but not working on, lots of little projects. I do have something that if I sat down, I could finish it like that. So I gotta sit down and finish it like that. So then let's move on to finished objects. And I'm gonna pull up my dashboard and look through it here. And if you don't know, I have a Notions dashboard that I've just kind of created to keep myself in track. So, haven't worked on the bag that I had started making in, was it April? Haven't done a thing. I have not worked on my grandson's cardigan. That one actually irks me because I really do want to make that. Have not been working on the alpaca hoodie scarf. I don't know why. And I have been working kind of on random acts of kindness socks, but I need to sit down and do some reevaluation with myself on that. And then the other two knitting projects I'm gonna show you. I have been working on this quite a bit. It's a take with me project, and I've been taking kids to dentist appointments. So it's been getting lots of love. I have no clue how big this is now. I would have to put it on try-on needle thingies or cords, and I just don't see the point in it. I know that it is not big enough for a shawl, but isn't that exciting and fun? It's so pretty. I'm just so excited about it. This is yarn that Shannon of Another Yarn gave me. And it's from Premier Yarns, wool free lace. And there's 448 yards per skein. I've got 2 skeins. This stuff is like a stretchy kind of stuff. It reminds me a little bit of Cozy Toes by Hobby Lobby. They apparently have discontinued it. So rude. But this reminds me of that in its texture. This is a 1-weight yarn, and let's see. Okay, 88% acrylic, 7% PBT, whatever that is, and 5% metallic, which is the sparkle in it. Can you see that sparkle? Yeah, so nice, so pretty. I was gonna say something. Oh, I was gonna look for the color. silly me. Where's the color? The color is red hot. So yeah, so I got 2 of the skeins. So we'll see how big it is when I finish the skein. And depending on how big it is, then I will continue out. I have to say, I'm not doing a perfect job of this, but for this thing, I seriously don't care. I know that, like, I don't know if you can tell right here, something is a little off right in that section. I'm like, you know, other than me showing you, nobody's gonna know. It's just this random little spot, and so I'm just gonna let it go. And I probably have a couple of those kind of spots, and it's okay because it's just still beautiful, and it's just such a small thing. So that's that. The other thing is May did begin, so we have gotten to May, and so I wanted to show you how my temperature socks are coming. I haven't moved the thing up for this one, and I still have a lot of ends to weave in there. But we got some yellows up in there and dropping back down into a brown for right there. But lots of yellows. Now, this is the high temperature for the week. So every Sunday, except for when I've had a couple Sundays. One Sunday, I just couldn't bring myself to pick up anything with yarn. And then the next Sunday was my daughter's birthday, and it was just a busy day. And so then last Sunday, I had 3 weeks worth of things to do, but I did get them done. So they are caught up. And then, I don't know what they'll be this week, but it's the high for the week, and they're really, really fun. I'm excited to see how these socks are going to turn out. My favorite part is this blue. I just love how that blue section works. But I think it's just a color preference, not so much the socks themselves. And I don't know if you're going to be able to tell. You should be able to. There's like this reddish brown in between some grayish browns. That's a warmer, that means we had a warmer day that week, a warmer day that week, a warmer day. Nope, just those 2 brown. Nope, there is a third one. A warmer day, this one right here. And then it just skipped that warmer brown. So the gray brown is actually cooler than the warm brown. So it goes blue, gray brown, and then this warm brown, and then it goes into the yellow. And I don't know, we have a lot of storms this week, so I'm not sure what the temperature will be like for this week, but it's kind of fun. They are both socks are to the same point, and it's definitely looking like a sock. And so that's fun. So that was my knitting. So let's look at crochet. What have I not been doing in crochet? So I started a seahorse, and that's the thing that I could whip out like that. Because if I just sat down and hurried and finished it, I would finish the seahorse. And I really, really feel like I just need to. It's a commitment thing. But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I know where I put my yarn, but is the crochet hook in there? It's just, it's one of those things where it's going to take myself saying, I'm just going to look at it, make sure I've got all my supplies there. And then depending on how I feel after that, then I can work on it. So, I don't know. For some reason, I'm having a hard time. I'm working on my thing because it's my Take With Me project, and I've sat in dentist offices. But for the most part, that's what I've been doing, period. I haven't even started the cow cozy, and I have to get that done so I can send it out. And I haven't worked on the things for my grandkids. My grandson's birthday is this month, so I need to get that done. Oh, Mother's Day is on Sunday. I have a card for my granddaughter, or my daughter-in-law. I've got to get that in mail. Oh my gosh, I gotta put that in the mail today. So yeah, I need to send something up to him. I have an idea, but then I'm hoping that I can get this octopus done so that it can move on. And I haven't done anything on my centerpiece, and Mystery Yarn Challenge this month. Okay, so in April I was going to work on the octopus for my whip and do a whip thing, and I couldn't do anything in April. And then in May, so far, today's May 9th that I'm recording this, hardly done anything. Starting to get up onto things, but we'll talk about some of that in a minute. And so I have the whip for May, and it still has not made any progress. I don't know. I'm frustrating myself. I really am. And then the bird of the month from Judy's Creation and Crochet. That's pretty cool and stuff, but yeah, I just don't have the spoons for it. So that's kind of it, guys. Oh no, there's one more thing to talk about, and it's on my list, but I was just kind of being silly. So I had started making something with this yarn because it's really pretty yarn. I really like it, and it's crochet. And then I was making it, and it's a skirt, so I got like this, and I'm like frustrated because I went through the gray and then I went through the transition color. Well, I haven't fully gone through it, but I'm really worried that because I'm so far around that it would end up really super short because I only have one cake. So I've been hesitant to work on it. I don't have another cake that matches it. They don't even sell this kind of yarn. And I'm kind of sad because I'm like, if I want it to be a decent length, but I don't know how far the yarn will go. I'm thinking what I might do is crochet another round. Like weigh this, crochet another round, and weigh it again, and then it gives me an idea of what happens if I don't increase any rows. How many rows can I get with what's left? If I weigh what's left, how many can I get if I didn't do any increases? Just to give me an idea of if I didn't do any increases, how long would this end up being? And if it seems like it would be fairly long, and maybe I could do some math to kind of guess about the if I did increases, like how much shorter would one increase make it, or things like that, or I don't know. So that's where this is at. So I haven't made progress on it. I think it would be really pretty, but haven't made much progress on it. I did these 3 rows since I last showed it, but yeah, I'm just like, I'm going through the yarn so fast, and I gotta sit down and do some figuring to see if because I don't want to put in tons of work just to find out it's too short to even wear. So that's where I'm at with my crochet. Let's see. Let's talk about life updates, and I'm going to look at my notes for a second. Oh, I've done that. Okay. So there's 2 major life update things to talk about. The first one is on my daughter's birthday, I finally figured out why I wasn't getting anything done in April. Like, I felt pretty happy But I had like zero motivation. I wasn't getting my house clean. I wasn't doing my crochet. I was hardly doing anything with yarn, period. I was just really, it felt like depression, but without all the sadness. So I was so confused. On my daughter's birthday, which was April 27th, she is twinsies, birthday twins with the armchair chef. That cracks me up. Okay, I mean, my daughter just turned 21, and so did Lori the armchair chef, right? She just turned 21. So we were talking about it late on at the end of her birthday, because it was a fairly decent birthday. It was just the two of us because the rest of the kids with their dads. We were planning to do their big birthday celebration on Sunday, which we did do, and that was fun. But, you know, like, what was going on? Why wasn't it just an amazing birthday? And so we were talking about that, and she mentioned how since my mom died, her birthdays have been so hard. My mom, I broke my knee in November of 2019. I was on bed rest, and my mom was struggling. I vaguely remember her mentioning that they suspected she might have cancer. But, you know, I was in my own trauma place. Like, I didn't even have the capacity to really even grasp what she was saying. And she just started getting sick and weak, and then she started coughing. She got pneumonia, and I remember she came out coughing, and I remember very distinctively knowing there was death in her cough, and it was very scary. And we ended up taking her to the hospital on April 6th, 4 years ago. And yeah, she couldn't even really walk around the house. She barely could use the walker. She had no strength. She was not really being able to eat. She couldn't really be able to breathe. I spent a couple of days just watching to see if she was even breathing. So we got her to the hospital, and they treated her for pneumonia. They discovered that she indeed did have cancer. It was widespread throughout her whole body, and because of everything, her state and stuff, they didn't want to do biopsies. They couldn't do anything about it. So we don't even know what kind of cancer. We know that the main mass was where her uterus had been. So she passed away on April 20th. She never came home from the hospital. And then my daughter's birthday is April 27th, and the funeral was May 1st. So we talked about it. That's why it's extra hard for my daughter on her birthday. It would be hard anyway, just because we lived with my mom for, let's see, Cheyenne was probably about 4 when we moved in with my mom, maybe 5. But we also lived around the corner from my mom, so literally she was a very direct influence in my daughter's life her whole life. And so having my mom gone was really hard. And I realized in our conversation about her birthday that was what was going on for April. Is I wasn't truly acknowledging, like, I was aware going into April that April's a hard month because the whole month 4 years ago was trauma. The whole month. You know, like, she was really sick the first week. She was in the hospital for the next 2 weeks. We were planning her funeral for the next 2 weeks. Like, 5 weeks of really bad words. So I figured out that is why. Actually, the next day I was like, okay, let's clean up this house. Let's start working on stuff. And I started working on my projects a little bit. Started cleaning up dishes and stuff. Dishes are all caught up today. It was seriously like acknowledging that why April was so hard. That was able to help me start getting into doing things again. So I had that going on. So this last week and a half, since then, last 2 weeks, I guess, because her birthday was on a Saturday. Saturday, I guess it is a week and a half, yeah. Anyway, since her birthday, we've been catching up on housework. We've been doing some other stuff, and so part of my time that would be doing crochet and stuff has been catching up some of the stuff that wasn't being done. But that's not the only thing, because let's move into the other life update. So, I have discovered that I'm super sensitive, allergic to corn products. I don't know how severe it is. I haven't gone to a doctor. I just was aware that every time I ate something with corn in it, obvious corn, like some of the derivatives like citric acid and like maltodextrin and just some of the like additives that are corn derived didn't seem to affect me, at least not right now. But as time progressed, the reactions were getting worse. I would have an instant headache, and I have a rash that is related to psoriasis that would flare up instantly every time I ate something that had corn in it. So at the beginning of May, I decided to do a massive diet change. I have removed all meat products from my diet for 2 reasons. One, just to give my body a chance to kind of detox from a lot of things going on, but also because most animals are fed corn feed, and it's really hard to find things that don't have corn. I just got a carton of eggs that is cage and it is corn and soy free, organic farm, you know, like free range kind of thing, but very specifically corn and soy free. So I got those to try to at least have some eggs in my diet until I can figure out if I want to put any meat back in at all, and if I can find some corn and soy free meat products. So we're gonna see. I probably will never get to do beef because I am allergic to dairy. I have known this since I was like in junior high. And that was a case of my throat would close up if I ate dairy. I could eat it in small amounts, but I would get to a point where if I ate a cheeseburger and I could taste the cheese separately and it didn't blend in with the rest of the foods, then I knew for a fact that if I ate any dairy for a good 2 or 3 weeks, my throat would close up. And that included ice cream and all the things. My daughter is also allergic to dairy, and in all reality, she's really allergic to anything that comes from a cow. Because we're allergic to the proteins. That's a dairy. It's or an allergy. It's the protein. And so it's not like, what's that called? Lactose intolerant. Lactose intolerant is actually about sugars in the dairy that people have issues with, but we're actually have a protein issue. Sorry. Oh, why do you take so long to come up? Okay. Anywho, so I have been avoiding all dairy avoiding all corn meat because it comes from corn. I already knew I couldn't do chickpeas or peanuts, so I was not sure about other things. So I actually got tofu the other night and definitely had an allergic reaction. Yeah, and it took me probably like 36 hours before I was somewhat feeling functional. So no soy. I'm like, okay, no soy. I'm pretty much avoiding all legumes, and which is like means there's basically my protein comes from nuts and grains. So I'm avoiding all legumes, which means no beans, no peas, no lentils, and it means I'm doing no corn and no dairy, and also no meat. So this is why I also have not gotten a lot done. That and having to always take kids to the dentist, so therefore I'm making progress on one thing but not everything else. It's because there's like so much going on. Like I'm extra busy in my schedule, which is unusual. But then I'm also having like allergic reactions to things and trying to figure out what I can and cannot eat. And for multiple different reasons. Sometimes it's the dog, sometimes it's my daughter, sometimes it's just I can't sleep. I haven't been sleeping very good either. And I don't feel like it's because of the diet change. It's because like why I couldn't sleep last night. It's because it'd been like 4 days where many different things were happening, making it so I didn't get sleep. And so then my body's like going, wait, no, we don't go to sleep right now. So I've got some things going on like that. So between major diet changes, all the complications that come with that, trying to figure out the research, all that, trying to catch up with the housework that wasn't done in April, and trying to keep track of all the things going on with the kids. That's part of why things are not making as much progress as I want. But it's okay. I feel like things are finally going to start. I just feel like we're like right there. I'm currently rereading a book that I read many years ago. It is called The Plan. She has a protocol for testing yourself what foods are reactive to you, because you may not have an allergic reaction to things, but your body can still have an inflammation reaction to things. So it's a way to test for those things. I will not be testing soy. I will not be testing corn, and I'm not thinking I'll test dairy, but I might. Which is why I don't know if I'm going to go back to meat, because after my body gets kind of like settled down and stuff, I probably will test meat to see, and I'll probably start with finding corn-free, soy-free raised animals and try that meat first and see if I have a reaction to that. If I have a reaction to that, then I'm not even going to bother. But if I don't have a reaction, then I will try from like the regular grocery store and just or organic. You know, like I'll work up to see when I have a reaction to know kind of what the reactions are. And so I'm in the process of reading that while I'm trying to avoid things as best as I can. I'm pretty sure I'm eating something that's still inflammatory for me, but I don't know what it is. And so, yeah. But I'm excited for this journey. It's gonna be an interesting month or two, but I should be feeling tons better. Once I do kind of figure out what I can and cannot eat, I found a website that it's a subscription site. They have a few free recipes and stuff, but if you pay, you'll get access to all of the recipes, and you can go in and say, can't have any legume family, can't have corn, can't have, and they like have so much information for corn people because it's like one of the main things. And the lady that runs it, she's allergic to like over 200 things. Like, wow. Found out that the tree out front, the reason my daughter and I are allergic to it, it's a legume tree. It's a honey locust. It does not have thorns. It's a thornless honey locust. And it is my daughter's number one allergy. It's really high for me. My number one spring allergy is actually the cottonwood trees, but that tree out front does not have them. So yay for all that kind of stuff. You guys are probably not really all that interested in my life, but hey, if you're here, you get to know. But I'm excited, and I'll keep you posted on it, how it's going and everything. And then the last thing we want to talk about is just this really cool thing that I taught my kids to do. Bob Proctor. I was listening to some kind of a podcast or book or something on Audible that was, I think it's free when you have the Plus subscription or whatever. Change Your Paradigm, I believe is what it was called. And one of the things he talked about in there was this little thing where you write down 10 things you're grateful for so that you are getting yourself into a gratitude space. You send love to 3 people, especially if you are struggling with them. So somebody who triggers me, I send love. Now this isn't new for me because I have found the power of sending love to things a long time ago. I don't even know how to explain it, but it is definitely something I encourage people to do. And then you sit for 5 minutes in meditation or prayer, intending to have a great day. So I've been doing it a little bit, not as much as I'd like because my routine's all whack right now. But I taught my kids it, and they've been doing it and having great success. And it's been so much fun. So I wanted to share that with you guys. So you write down 10 things you're grateful for. You send love to 3 people. If you are having a problem with them, you send them love. If you are having a situation that you're having problems with, send love to that as one of your people. I've sent love to the dog as I've struggled with some of the things as he'll be 14 years old in August. So we've had some challenges, and it just frustrates me, and it's like, I care about the dog, but at the same time, I want sleep. I'm sick of cleaning up messes. I'm sick of knowing how to help him. I don't have money to take care of him in ways that would be most beneficial to him. All kinds of things there. So I've sent him a lot of love. And I also spend time with sending love to myself at the same time. So I intentionally pray for them and send them love. And then I also tune in, where do I feel that those feelings inside of my body, and I send love to those places so that by the time I'm done sending love, even if I'm not 100% okay with that person, it's just diffused so much. And then you keep doing that. I keep doing that until I truly feel no animosity towards that person. And if you have nobody to send negative, that you are feeling negative, nobody, no thing, no situation, no person, if you have nothing like that, then you just send love to the people you love, because it's always amazing to send out love. It puts you in even more love space. So you're already doing the gratitude, and then you do the love, and it's just and actually sending love to people you have issues with actually puts you in a forgiveness state too, which is like gratitude, love, and forgiveness. They are so intertwined with each other, and they literally cannot exist without the other. It's so fascinating to me that if you are intentionally doing gratitude, you increase your ability to love and forgive. If you forgive people, you increase your ability to love, and you experience more gratitude. And if you just choose love, you automatically are more grateful and more forgiving. So they're all so intertwined, and I don't think they can exist without each other. It's amazing. I love love. And then sitting in the meditation, it's really interesting watching my different kids do it. My 14-year-old, he literally just sat in meditative. He wasn't doing a prayer or anything, just sat quietly and meditative. And he came away from it kind of looking loopy. It was funny. He was just like, whoa, it was so cool. And he was like so happy. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, you do that. I would rather you do that than ever get interested in drugs, because that there is going to give you the best kind of high. And so we've been working on that in our family as well. So hope that you choose to enjoy that. I would like, let me, hold on. Now pull out my thingy here. I want to remind you guys to, I'll pull both of them out. Let your light shine through your creations, whatever they be. Remember to have a great day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!